England Patriots trade up with the Las Vegas Raiders to pick number 91 in the third draft and finally grab an offensive weapon, a tight end out of UCLA, Devin Asiasi. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar and Mike Petraglia. Guys, what do you think of Asiasi?
I am excited about this pick, probably more so than any of the other picks the Patriots have made tonight. Big reason why is Asiasi is a pass-catching weapon in the passing game for the Patriots offensively, a guy that can really get up the field and get up the seam, and you watch him on tape, and the explosiveness and the burst off the line of scrimmage really pops out at you, and you can tell watching the defenders go up against him, linebackers at the second level in particular, that speed gives them problems. You can tell that they are feeling it when he runs by him. So play action concepts, getting him up the seam, getting him on crossing routes behind the linebackers, and getting him into catch and run situations. These are all things that he can thrive in, and he's good after the catch as well, and also really great out of his route breaks too, and is pretty explosive as a route runner in general. So just a guy that we finally get clamoring for a tight end that can actually impact the passing game, other than Rob Gronkowski, of course, and the Patriots finally get one in Asiasi.
The thing that sticks out to me about this, Sierra and Evan, the Chip Kelly lineage finally comes through for Bill Belichick, as Chip Kelly coached Asiasi, obviously the last year at UCLA, the last 2 years at UCLA. And obviously Asiasi was comfortable in the Chip Kelly offense, catching 44 passes for 640 yards, 14.6 yard average, 4 touchdowns. The 4 touchdowns important because that's the production Bill Belichick is looking for out of a tight end, right? I mean, you would you're not going to get the 15 touchdowns from Rob Gronkowski in 2012 every year, or the 17 touchdowns it was. But certainly you would like to see that number up around 7 or 8. And that's certainly something I think with the number of reps that he could get if he proves worthy in the Patriots offense, he could reach that kind of production.
And a lot of people are wondering why the Patriots went with Devin Asiasi ahead of someone like Adam Trautman, who was mocked a little bit higher, has about 3 inches on him height-wise. But what does Asiasi bring to the table for the Patriots that Trautman doesn't?
Well, I think, I think that's an easy one. I mean, he's played at the University of Michigan, and he also played, as I said, the last couple of years under Chip Kelly at UCLA. Those are power conferences. And Belichick has always noted that sometimes in a tie-breaking situation between a guy like Trautman and a guy like Asiasi, who had the stiffer competition and who was able to rise up to that competition and produce. And I think it really basically probably came down to that. We'll find out more from Belichick and Caserio, but that would be my guess.
Yeah, I agree 100%. He also went to De La Salle High School in California, which is a big-time program out there in LA. Or actually, it's at Northern Cal, I think. But I did his thread actually back in March on my Twitter, and his agent slid into my mentions and said, "Yeah, I know that the buzz isn't out there in the media, but NFL teams are paying attention to Devin Asiasi, and there's a lot more buzz in the league for this tight end than there was for us draftniks in the interwebs." So I think that a lot of people that had Trautman, that had Harrison Bryant, had some of these other guys a little bit higher than Asiasi, might have missed the evaluation a little bit. His game against Utah was the best tight end tape I've seen out of anyone in this class. Better than Kmet, better than Trautman, all right on down the board. And this is against a secondary in Utah that has 3 players that are going to get drafted this weekend. So not a secondary that's a slouch defense or an FCS defense like the units that Trautman was going up against. So a player that has a little bit more burst than Trautman too, as well as a route runner, a little bit more dynamic after the catch as well. So I think just a little bit more juice as a player, and also the fact that he went to a Power 5 conference school instead of a FCS caliber school. And also Florida Atlantic is where Harrison Bryant went, so another smaller school guy.
Patriots fans, get excited for the juice. For all the rest of our Patriots draft coverage, head to our website at CLNSmedia.com and check out our YouTube channels at Patriots Press Pass and CLNS Media.